am.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is Seeking Sustainability Live, and we are number 142 today with Stasia Matsumoto. Thank you so much for joining, Stasia.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, of course, the theme of this series is all about sustainability in Japan and what you're doing with reusing old vintage kimono, styling of kimono, keeping the kimono culture alive is so important to sustainability in Japan because it's about quality of life for local people and culture. And yeah, I love what you're doing. I can't wait to talk about it. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
So, how did you get interested in kimono? I read your profile a little bit. You said in 2017 you started getting interested in kimono. What was it that sparked your interest?
hmm Actually, it started being more serious at the end of 2016. In 2017, I started my kimono school. But anyway, what led to that? She's an older woman. So we met right after I came to Japan, and that was 8 years ago. And at first, again, long story short, I don't want to make it super long, but at first I was giving her Polish lessons. And then somehow it naturally became friendship. Like we would just hang out, and she really wanted me to experience like many traditional things, like to show me traditional Japan. So she would organize a lot of culture experiences for me, and she also, well, the first time I could I wore kimono was 2013 actually, and this is something that she organized for me. At that time I didn't think much about it. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I tried on kimono, it's a traditional type of clothing, that's it, finish. Yeah. But yeah, she also organized a few kimono rentals for me, for us both actually. So it's this kind of thing that many people do around Asakusa. They rent a kimono and just hang out. So we've done that, but again, at that time I didn't really think much about it. Um, but it changed in November 2016, so exactly 4 years ago. She asked me if I wanted to try on her furisode that she wore for coming of age day, which was at that time 40 years ago. So you can tell like how old my friend is. But anyway, I thought, okay, I mean, great, of course. And she organized a hairdresser for me and professional styling. And my friend at that time, a photographer, he took really amazing, beautiful portraits of me in the Furisode, and that was it. So basically I felt amazing throughout the whole day. Furisode makes you feel beautiful, I mean, well, kimono in general, right? But so at the time I was thinking, this furisode is 40 years old, and still you cannot tell it's beautiful. If you style it in a modern way, it will look modern. If you want to make it look classic, you can do it easily. It's timeless, and like the conditions perfect, even though it was just sleeping somewhere in my friend's closet for 40 years. So I thought there must be more of it. Like this world must go deeper than what we see, let's say, around Asakusa, like rental kimono, right? And I thought there must be more vintage kimono that just is waiting in people's closets to be worn again and never gets to be worn again, because Japanese people, they drifted away from kimono so far. You rarely see people wear kimono casually, right? Because they don't know how to put it on. That's basically it. Like they don't learn it at school, right? So I thought, well, that would be cool. It would be cool if I could, if I was able to dress myself and maybe find some vintage kimono, because kimono always looks cool, is always fashionable, it's timeless, it's good for any occasion because there are formal types, casual types, right? Looks fancy. So I started looking for a kimono school, and I found one, which well, I still attend, yeah, but at the time it was just like a basic course that, so where I learned how to dress myself in kimono. And yeah, from then on I just wanted to know more and more and more. At that time, when I signed up, I didn't really think that I would want to get a professional license someday. But as I was learning more and about kimono, about its history, like how rich this world is, how deep the history, the culture is. Yeah, it just happened naturally. I just wanted to know more and learn more, and I'm still 4 years in, and there's still so many things that I don't know, so I'm still continuing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
It
That's
was a bit
great.
long, sorry.
No, no, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. So you did like a formal training, but you also, the thing that I love about your styling style of your shop is that you are combining Western styles and vintage styles, many different colors. It's not just a traditional stylist of kimono style and rentals. You do a lot extra, and I think perhaps that comes from your photographer's eye. Do you think that you know the best spots to take people to take photos, but also you can kind of mix and match based on the person's interest, but also you have a good sense of what is going to look good on different people. Do you think that comes from being a photographer as well?
Probably. Probably. I mean, so at first those two things did not go together, right? So I was doing photography separately and kimono separately. But then I noticed that I could connect those things. Like those are things that I enjoy doing and know how to do, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm decent at. So I mean, I think, how do I say it? So with most kimono shoots, you have one person who dresses you, and usually they ask you to choose something that you think will look good on you, right? They not thinking about the season, occasion, I don't know, even your mood on that day, anything, right? Or just style that you want formal, you want casual, as people might have different ideas, right? So there's that, and one person will dress you and another person will take photos of you. And in my case, I do everything by myself, and I know what looks good. And I know good poses, I know what works with kimono. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, but for example, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't say it, but somehow things don't go the way you want it to go, right? So like there's some wrinkle that shouldn't be there, and I know it. I know it's there because I know how kimono works. So I can fix it later, or I can do something about it, yeah. Um yeah, but I guess a lot of kimono styling that I do also comes from like the type of photography that I do. Mm. Because if it's not portrait photography, I mainly do street photography. So there are certain colors that I like. I like symmetry. I like reflections. I like lights, playing with lights. I like shadows. And I guess it shows also in my portrait photography. Yeah, it's all connected, basically. Yeah.
So when we're looking at pictures of your shop, because your shop is in a really classic area of Tokyo where there's a lot of shrines and temples and a lot of other kimono rental shops. So it seems like a perfect place for you to set up shop. Plus, I've noticed on your Instagram, there's a lot of fantastic secondhand kimono shops, or you can get some real bargains for classic Japanese things. So the whole area kind of adds to the stylist part of your business. I love that. Can you tell me about the area a little bit?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm based in Asakusa, and I guess everybody knows Asakusa. It's like a must go on everyone's to go list, whether you're just visiting or you live here. Yeah, I mean, this place I couldn't have found a better place, honestly, because it has everything I need. It has streets, it has little bars, it has lanterns, for example. I use those for photos sometimes. Yeah, like those narrow streets with old izakaya, for example, old bars and red lanterns. Yeah, it has shrines, it has temples, it has parks, gardens, just anything. It has cherry blossom, all the flowers, all the seasonal flowers. It's here, so it's really, really the best area that I could be based in. Seriously, yeah, I mean it's the oldest area in Tokyo, basically. Yeah, so there's lots of traditional culture also, including kimono, naturally. Lots of secondhand kimono shops. Although three of my favorite kimono shops, they closed down due to COVID-19, unfortunately. So now there's only two that I frequent left, unfortunately. So that's something that happened. But yeah, well, location wise, it's amazing for photographers. For portraits, it's amazing. Like I said, I have everything I need here, and yeah, I hope I can stay here for a long time. We'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go. Cannot really predict what happens in the future. But yeah, for the time being, I'm staying here. I like it here, and I hope I can stay here for a long time.
Yeah, I hope so too. One of the things that I love, which comes up in your Instagram and on your shop door as well, is everyone is welcome. That
Yes.
you are a advocate of diversity. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Um, am I? I mean,
For example, I'll give an example that I came across. You were supporting people who are maybe plus size, or it's difficult to
yeah.
find kimono in their size. You actually helped make larger sizes and stuff. And I think this is so important when we're talking about accommodating different
Mhm.
ideas, not just the classic idea. Not only your styling is unique and different,
Mhm.
but you are making everyone feel welcome, no matter what gender, no matter what sexual orientation, no matter what size they are. And I think that in itself is so refreshing in Japan.
I see. I mean, I don't think about it that much because I think it's a decent and it's a normal thing to do. I mean, it's the only right thing to do, let's say. There's no hidden agenda I have there or anything. It's just being decent, a decent human being, seriously. And yeah, because many people, okay, so it's very connected also to kimono industry. Okay, kimono industry is run by people who are very attached to old rigid rules, and it's kind of like like kimono. Well, kimono fabric for kimono has set size. Okay, so it's about like 13 meters, and also the width is set. Yeah, and other size options are not produced because this is how it's being done for, let's say, thousands of years. So there's no need to change. The thing is, there is a need to change because no one it's not like one size fits all anymore, right? People are different, and Japanese people are different, which kimono makers forget about. They forget about their main target market, and it's young Japanese people. There are tall people, people who have longer arms, let's say. Like when I get on the train, like high school girls, they're taller than me, for example. So will they be able to wear antique kimono? Maybe not the traditional way. They might style it in a modern way, but you know, kimono is like this way of thinking still stuck, let's say, in like 50s or even before that. Yeah, but you know, people are different, and lifestyles are changing, and like I said, I don't like this idea of one set look because people are different. People have different styles, different ideas. Yeah, for example, genderless kimono, I've done styling like that. I loved it absolutely. For a non-binary individual, it was awesome. And those things are actually being noticed by Japanese kimono wearing community, because those things don't really exist in the traditional kimono industry, unfortunately. And I always think, but why? Everybody wants to. I mean, not everybody, but like people who want to try kimono, they should be able to, no matter their size or just other things, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I mean, all are welcome. We can figure things out. Seriously, just anything is fine. Because I used to get a lot of messages. For example, I'm a plus size girl. I'm a larger person. Will you have anything for me? And I never say no. We will figure things out. It's fine. We can do it. So, I thought it's necessary to start changing things, and I couldn't find plus size kimono. I did a lot of research, I did a lot of Googling, but it just simply doesn't exist. And people don't really bother, trying to make it. So I thought, if I don't make it, then who will? So I did. Yeah, I made it happen. And yeah, it got really great reactions. But yeah, I guess that answers the question.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And I can't find it now, but on the front of your shop you have the rainbow, and
Yeah.
everyone is welcome. And I hope, because I'm working in the travel industry, I hope to see that kind of sticker and diversity, inclusion, everyone welcome everywhere in Japan. That
Yeah.
that would be my dream, to see everyone have that same attitude. And I think even if people have the feeling that everyone is welcome, with something so traditional like kimono, quite often, even if they want to help you, if you just don't fit in a kimono size, it can't happen, right? So you're kind
Mhm.
of going the extra step to make sure that there are larger size kimonos and actually making that yourself. So that's really nice to see.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best so that everyone can enjoy. Yeah, because it is something that is important. I mean, it really, so trying on a kimono really gets you closer to Japanese culture, I think. So it's a nice thing to do. It's a nice experience. So I hope, everyone who wants to experience it can experience it.
Sarah has joined. Sarah says, "Good evening. I saw some beautiful photos from the photo shoot that you did with Sarah. Let me see if I can pull some up. Um, so, so
Yeah.
basically, your company is, you do kimono styling, photography, and you also list a lecture, and people
Yes.
can buy your posters on your website. Is that it? What? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so what I do is like a kimono experience kind of thing, like a little bit different kimono experience. Yeah, so it's not something like you come and just choose whatever you want to wear and I let you go and goodbye, have fun. Not really. I do personalized styling. And before, so when you come here to my shop, right, first we talk about what I chose for you. Like I explain what it is and why, like what's the idea behind it. Most of the time we go with what I chose, but sometimes we change things. We change obi or maybe small accessories, sometimes like the whole outfit. It happens, yeah, because I usually choose outfits for people that I haven't met yet, yeah. So of course those things happen, but anyway, so I want you to know what you're wearing. And then before I dress you, I give a short lecture. I mean, yeah, short. It's about 1 hour, okay? So about kimono, so about different types of kimono, formal levels, formal types, seasonal types, about patterns, a few words about patterns and how it works, because um, most people have, I don't want to say wrong, but well, incorrect idea about what kimono is, or maybe don't think about it too much, don't think too deep about it. Yeah, oh, kimono, yeah, it exists, it's like a traditional Japanese item, yeah, but there's much more to it, and I want people to notice that. And also I want people to notice that it's clothing. It's not different from Western clothes, absolutely same, just the shape of it is different, yeah, the way it works is a bit different, but otherwise the idea is same. It's really not that different, yeah. So yeah, I give a lecture, and then we do styling, and I do hair if you want, because I can do that too, and then we take portraits, yeah, and it's something like that. So I can only do like one experience, one photo shoot a day. I fully focus on one person, or a couple, or a family, depends. But yeah, this is what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at, you have an online reservation calendar that people can sign up.
Yeah.
You said 6 weeks in advance sometimes that you get bookings. So that's great that it's been so popular. Congratulations.
I
But
used to, thank
yeah,
you. Not now. I used to.
during this year,
Yeah.
I mean, I was reading your blog about last year, and of course, last year you had a really great year, and then, like many of us, looking
Yeah.
forward to 2020, and then coronavirus
Yeah.
happened. You said you've been doing some online seminars. Has that been one of the things that you transitioned into?
It's something that I was doing in April and May. You know, we had state of emergency here in Japan, and this is when, was it when travel ban started? Yeah, yeah, it was when Japan travel ban started. So, you know, in March, like at the end of March, every day I would wake up to cancellation emails. So all of a sudden, you know, full booking. April was fully booked because cherry blossom, right? All of a sudden, it's like nothing, empty. So, you know, just to stay afloat, I had to come up with some other things that I could do. And, you know, I can give lectures, I can teach about kimono. So I did that. That was, yeah, I think that was fairly popular. That was fun. That was really fun. A full lecture about kimono, because I did too. I did lecture about kimono and about obi, or like history of it and changes and different things. So a full lecture takes about 3 hours. Like I can literally talk and talk, like no break. But yeah, people somehow managed, and they always comment like, I didn't even notice it's 3 hours, but I could listen and listen for hours. So I'm very grateful. Maybe they just say so, you know. Maybe they were like, oh, okay, okay, please stop. But yeah, I did that April and May, and then I started getting some bookings. Also, editing takes a lot of time, so that's always the most important. Like this is my main work, yeah. So kimono photo shoots, yeah. So at the moment, there is one more lecture that I wanted to do, and that was requested. I might do it. I will probably at one point, but yeah, for the time being, I'm just focusing on editing because that's always number one. Yeah, you mentioned also that you saw like a shop with prints, with my prints. Yeah, it is something that is there because I also do other type of photography. Like I mentioned, I do street photography. So yeah, yeah, that shop exists. But yeah, it's just there, you know. I don't really yeah, I should probably take care of it more seriously. But like I said, you know, priorities, yeah, and kimono photo shoots are always priority for me. But
And
I'm trying different things, yeah.
it looks like you can transition easily back and forth between kimono stylist and then standalone photography. You've done a few really interesting photography projects. One of them, of course, connected to kimono. You're talking about photography in the shadows. You love working with the shadows on your Instagram. Beautiful
Yeah.
photos that I'm showing right now. But also, you did a series on females, women with tattoos in Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
That
describe
was, yeah.
that photo series? That was great.
Yeah, so before I started my own kimono and photography business. I used to work at a tattoo shop. It's just really boring work, okay? Just administration, okay? Most people think it sounds cool, but no. Really like taking phone calls and stuff. But yeah, anyway, so hmm, I would get this question a lot. Like, how do people live in Japan with tattoos? Like, it's such a taboo topic, and I'm always like, no, don't make it more serious than it's necessary. And there are reasons, okay? Because I also know a little bit about tattoos in Japan. Yeah, I know about the history and all that. So there's a reason why things are the way they are. But really, it's not that bad. Like, we just live our lives normally, honestly. And I wanted to tell stories of women like me, just ask them most common questions. Yeah, like how like what was the reaction of people around you, and what was your first tattoo and things like that. Why did you decide to get tattooed, right? Yeah, I mean, also another reason for the series, like my idea, is that you will not see tattooed women in Japanese media. Like, think about it for a second. Have you ever seen one? Probably not. Not on TV. There is no tattooed actress, no tattooed singer, nothing. And why? I mean, well, let's say I know why, but yeah, I just wanted to focus on women. And another thing is that when I did see photo shoots of women, tattooed women, those shoots were always like boudoir kind of thing, like kind of sexy, showing skin. So it wasn't really about the women themselves, it was about their bodies, very, very sexualized. Which is fine if that's the concept and there's consent from both sides, that's fine. But I don't know. I just wanted to focus on the women. So whenever I contacted someone that I wanted to work with on that project, I would say, for the shoot, just wear whatever you want. Even if your tattoos are not visible, it's fine. Anything goes. Long sleeves, turtleneck, you're good. Yes, I never, make requests like, oh, can you wear like a camisole or something? No, no, absolutely not. And really, anyone is okay. I'm not looking for professional models, I'm looking for people to tell their stories. And yeah, the story was a cover story of Tokyo Weekender, and I think that was maybe the first time a tattooed woman was on a cover of non like tattoo related magazine. And at that time I got many messages from people saying, when I saw that, it was like seeing myself, kind of, because you don't see tattooed women in media, like I mentioned, right? So at that time, yeah, I did receive a lot of amazing messages. Like, it was amazing to finally see a tattooed woman on a cover, and not like as an accessory. You know what I mean? It's story about them. It's showing them their life. It's about them. Real people, real stories. So yeah, that was a project that I did.
I love
Um,
it. It's
yeah.
beautiful, and it's showing how Japan is changing as well, right? Like I we did a feature on a local guy in Hiroshima, because we're in Hiroshima. We did a magazine, and he was on the front cover, and he's a carp fan, carp baseball fan, and he had
Mm-mm.
all these funny tattoos of like Tom and Jerry, and he's got a mohawk. And, still there's this idea that people with tattoos are dangerous. And the idea needs to change because it's fashion around the world, right? And so many people visiting Japan have tattoos. And it's so
Mm-mm.
obviously not the kind of tattoo they're trying to keep out, right? So it's
True, true.
time to have more positive stories like the one that you did in Tokyo Weekender. So it was so nice to see that on the cover, and I love that idea that you said it's about the people, not
Yeah.
just about the tattoo itself, right?
Yes, yes, because tattoos don't define you. I would be the same person as I am right now if I didn't have them. Nothing would be different. they don't define the person you are. They don't change your personality, yeah. And very often people think that they do. so so yeah, that's something that I wanted to show. Yeah.
Nice. We have a comment from Elizabeth Lopez. Hi, Stasia. What a kind surprise to have you here. Greetings from Nagoya. That's nice. Thanks for
Oh,
joining.
hello.
You were also in Japan Times talking about how kimono is not fast fashion.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it was around the time when the whole Kim Kardashian scandal was happening. Um, yeah, kimono is the exact opposite of fast fashion. Every piece is carefully designed and made with care, craftsmanship. It's years of experience, practice, learning. Um, yeah, that's yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, I would say. But yeah, like I said, kimono is the exact opposite of fast fashion. This is one thing that I really, really love. Um, it taught me a lot, honestly, about clothing industry. Made me see things very, very differently. Uh, so to be honest, well, thanks to kimono, what I do, okay, with InKimono is a mix of things that, well, I like, I know how to do, I can do, I'm decent at, but also things that I believe in. So I think 2 or 3 years ago, I stopped buying new clothing. And that is something that I realized thanks to kimono. Like, there's already so many things that humanity produced. We can just keep reusing things that are perfectly fine, instead of just buying things, new things every time, because, it's like consumptionism, mindless consumptionism. One that kimono made me notice. I used to be a person who would replace social life with clothing, fast fashion, yeah. So, well, few years ago, I was working from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I had no life whatsoever. So I would compensate that, by buying a lot of clothing. And every time I would go out, I would wear a different outfit. And I would end up with so much clothing that after a while I just didn't like at all. And that changed thanks to kimono, honestly. So it's been already, yeah, over 2 years, I think, since, yeah, I last bought a new item.
But that's
Yeah,
that's a beautiful sentiment, and I think it's really hard to get to that point where you understand that to buy something of higher value and to use it as long as you can, that is such a important
true, true.
sustainable idea,
Yes,
and that is so embedded in kimono, right? Like
yes, yes, yes.
talking with Riki Okanda yesterday about kimono, and she said a beautiful thing about kimono shops is you can take an old kimono to the kimono shop, they will make it bigger, they will dye it a new color for you. Like the whole idea about kimono is to use things longer. And that's so beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It will last 4 generations or even longer. Actually, for today, I was thinking maybe I should wear like a kimono that I got from my mother-in-law that used to belong to my husband's great grandmother, and I can still wear it, and it's fine. It's not damaged. I mean, it has stains here and there, but it's okay. That's the taste, It's history, it's culture, it's someone's story inside that one item. It's like a little piece of art that you can wear, and it's amazing. Seriously, there's so much to kimono. It's such a deep and rich world. Oh, I could talk about it for hours. Seriously.
That's wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about obi because you have so many beautiful obi pictures and you started making your own original obi from your photographs. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about that?
I mean, it's an idea that I had for a while. Like, how could I connect things that I do even more. So yeah, I decided to make fabric, like print my photos on cotton fabric and made them into obi or yukata. I made a yukata that is made from my photos. I never know how to say it. It's made from my photos, printed on fabric. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an idea that I had. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's just hmm, showing things that I do. Yeah, I do photography, I do street photography, and also I do kimono. Yeah, so it's like all in one. I thought that was a cool idea. Yeah, thought it's fun. It's just for fun. Yeah, but you know what's really cool that you can do things like that with kimono. I mean, I guess I could print a T-shirt or something, but that's it wouldn't be that creative. I think. Yeah, you can be creative with kimono. Yeah, I really really love it. But yeah, basically, yeah, it was just
And
something that.
do you think, like the obis that you use in your styling,
Mm.
you have a great mixture of like modern styles or designs and traditional designs. I love all the obi and kimono contrasting colors that you do. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, a big collection helps. Yeah, I have a huge choice. And it always takes a lot of time, honestly. It's something that people don't realize, but I can spend like hours, 5 hours, 6 hours choosing only one item for one. I mean, not one item, but like one outfit for one person. It takes a lot of thinking, a lot of time, honestly. But yeah, I guess results are nice, so it's worth it. It's okay. I can do it. I like it. I enjoy it. Yeah.
We had some comments. Mary says it's wearable art. I love that idea. And Elizabeth says, I would like to have a howdy printed with your work.
Oh, oh, I shall think about it then. Thank you. It's an idea. It's an idea that I have. Maybe kimono, maybe obi or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The idea is there.
Right now, some of your beautiful photos of a green, beautiful kimono with a blue tie obi and the green and blue with gold rope. It's just gorgeous.
Is it something that I wore or was it
It
for
was one of
someone?
your photos. I can't tell who's wearing it, but it's a beautiful styling.
Okay, I'll watch this video later
Yeah.
to see which one.
And then
There's so many of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then another pink one. It looks like embroidered obi on,
Okay.
yeah, gorgeous. Let's you were also doing some making of material recently, is that right? Like making cotton to thread. I saw your workshop on Instagram and using a loom
Mm,
and doing the
uh, mm,
stencil, the
uh-huh.
dyeing stencil.
I see, I see. Well, like weaving experience or something like that, weaving workshop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I do things like that. Usually they're connected to my school. Like, those are things that we have in our curriculum. So things that help us understand kimono better and see the craft, see the art, see the process. Because also many people don't think about the process. Things that look simple and easy to make are never simple. They're never easy to make. It's like a rule. I mean, if it looks that it's difficult and complicated, probably it is. But like the other way around, yeah, it's never simple. Honestly, it's never easy to make those things. So seeing the process makes you appreciate it even more. It really makes you appreciate the work of human hands. And yeah, this is also another thing that kimono really taught me, like the value of human, well, hands and work. Yeah, that they put in every piece, be it kimono, obijima, all the accessories. It's always handmade from the start to the very end.
It's wonderful. And you mentioned in the stencils one, you say
Mhm.
how intricate the
Yeah.
stencils are, how detailed they are. Can you describe doing the stencil dyeing a little bit?
So I think you're talking about Edokomon. Edokomon I can talk about for 2 weeks. So yeah, nice topic. But yeah, Edokomon is one of my favorite types of kimono. It looks simple, like I said, but there's nothing simple about it. I mean, so the stencil making part, it's not something that we tried, obviously, because that's done by a very experienced craftsperson. So the thing is, so the tiny pattern that you see, it's on the stencil, it's all cut out, like little by little. Every little hole is punched using like a special tool, and craftspeople spend hours, days, weeks on it. Yeah, and it's not easy, obviously, so it can take you 20 years until you get to the level that you can do it properly. Yeah. Some techniques are gone because the craftspeople are gone, because young people are not really interested in learning crafts, or like how to do it. So like I said, yeah, some techniques, some edo common techniques are gone forever, they're lost. And that's pretty sad if you think about it. Yeah. So there's a stencil, and then you apply stencil to silk, and you use rice paste. It's like a protective glue kind of thing. It's not dye yet, yeah. It's protective glue kind of thing. So then you apply base color and wash away the rice paste. So actually, if you look at close-ups of Edo Common fabric and you see white dots, that white color is the original color of silk. Yeah. So there's many steps, because there is the whole process of steaming and washing and correcting the pattern. There's lots of it. So yeah, this is why I love it common.
Yeah, and I
Very
bet
intricate.
once you see and try the process, you have so much more appreciation for the
True.
fabric when you see it, right?
Yeah, it's like that with anything, especially kimono related, because all crafts are just amazing. It's so much history. Some crafts, they haven't changed. Some techniques, they haven't changed. They're the same since, like, I don't know, 500 years ago or 1000 years ago. Yeah, it's amazing. History and culture, it's all there. Yeah.
Wonderful. I also really enjoyed your blog on your website and how you were talking about your love of Harry Potter. Can you tell us about your Harry Potter and ukiyo-e tribute?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I was doing during the state of emergency, because I had time on my hands, so I thought I could do something creative with kimono. And fun thing about kimono is that you can do so many creative things with it. Yeah. So I thought I could um like make outfits that are very connected to, well, pop culture, let's say, because Harry Potter is popular culture, but using traditional items. I didn't want to make it cosplay. It's really like outfits that you could wear just as they are. Yeah, and they're not weird. It's just proper kimono outfit. Yeah. So I wanted to show styling possibilities, endless styling possibilities. Yeah. If you're a huge Harry Potter fan, you can dress like Gryffindor every day, using traditional items. Yeah. I mean, I think it was my Kimono Nostalgia series. It's just something that I came up with. I like wordplay and stuff like that. So, yeah, I wanted to do a little bit more, but then, like I said, I started getting a little more bookings. So, yeah, this is something I will continue if I have some extra time on my hands. I have more ideas. It's not like I'm like a super, a crazy fan of Harry Potter. It's just very nostalgic to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the idea. And with ukiyo-e, that's another thing. Yeah, I just wanted to play with it, play with kimono. Yeah, try to reproduce outfits from my favorite ukiyo-e. So, ukiyo-e often shows outfits from, let's say, 200 years ago or like 150 years ago. Yeah, but you can still use them. Yeah, you can still kind of recreate them, yeah, and wear them. So this is another thing that I wanted to show.
And I love the ukiyo-e one because you're combining Western clothes with kimono. And it looks so stylish and so beautiful. I love that combination.
But it's based on ukiyo-e, yeah. So it also shows that it's not a new idea, because I sometimes get comments like, "Oh, this is so innovative! Wow, Western clothing and kimono, that's new and modern." And I say, well, not really. Take a look at this ukiyo-e from like 200 years ago. Those things are not new, really. And it's something that has been done in Japan by Japanese people. Because some people might think, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's weird, like mixing Western clothing and Japanese clothing. But not really. Just take a look at Japanese art, how they did it. Yeah, it's nothing new. Like I said, it's been done. Yeah.
You also have some beautiful photos with you and your husband. He's often your model, and
Yeah.
your couple photos together. So it's also something that you do is men's kimono. How is men's kimono and women's kimono different?
I mean, well, it's very similar to Western clothing. So in case of men's kimono, colorful patterns are rare. Like, it will not have flowers or butterflies or something like that. Yeah. So usually men's kimono has very limited color palette. It's very earthy. So yeah, this is how it's different, although I do try to make it different for everyone. So by the way, I never repeat outfits. So that's one thing that I do here at InKimono. Yeah, it never happened, and this is something that I want to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to repeat outfits. So in case of men, I also try to change, maybe the color, maybe haori himo, so like the string that holds haori. Maybe socks are different, maybe shirt underneath, something different, maybe different hakama. Yeah. So in that sense, it's a little more difficult, because there's not much variety. Yeah, but by the way, my husband dresses himself. I don't dress him. Yeah, I don't tell him like what to wear. Yeah, he's also a kimono wearing person, so I just take photos of him. Yeah.
Also, you are creating new clothes like trousers, and you have really cool tabi that you just wear. So even in your normal life, you're reusing a lot of the kimono material in different ways. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it with kimono. Yeah, also fabrics. Like I said, there's so much craftsmanship, history, culture, art inside like every kimono. So it would be a shame not to reuse them. Yeah, and you can. So this is why I do it. Yeah, I like to use traditional items for just casual look. Always looks fashionable, better than any fast fashion item that I ever had. So yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I'm showing your lemon combination. You have a lemon obi with a bright yellow kimono. That's a beautiful combo. I love that. Perfect for spring or summer, right?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a summer look. Yeah, because in case of summer kimono, if you do things traditionally, it's important for it to look cool and not hot. Yeah, so in my mind, I was thinking like cool lemonade on a hot summer day. Yeah, and I think it does look like this. Yeah.
And I like that you have like a sun hat. You're not just sticking with traditional yukata or kimono hairstyles. Like, why not mix and match if it looks good, right? I like that freedom in your style.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Casual kimono is just casual clothing. You can play with it. You can match it to your personal style. So this is also what I really do here at InKimono. Everyone has a preference. If someone likes gothic style, like wears only black, We can do it. It's very easy. If someone likes cute, like frills and lace and pastel colors, it's easy. We can do it. It's very easy to create a kimono outfit that matches your personal preferences, and this is what I do here. Even using items that are, let's say, 50, 60, 70 years old. Yeah, what I'm wearing could easily be, let's say, I don't know, 50 years old or something, but can you tell? You can't, right? Exactly. This is what I love about
Is it
kimono.
hard to wash or take care of kimono material? If it's silk, it's a bit hard, right?
You cannot really wash it. And here I want to say something. People think of kimono more as a dress. And don't think of it as a dress, think of it as a coat. So with kimono, you wear multiple layers of, things that go underneath. So you're trying to protect it from getting stained, right? Like, for example, this is also the reason why usually people wear their hair up, because you don't want the color to absorb like hair oils or dirt or something. Yes. So think of it more as a coat. You don't really wash your coat often. I mean, most people, I guess, they don't, but you know what I mean, right? Um, Kimono cleaning has to be done by a professional, if it's silk kimono, because cotton kimono, wool kimono also exists. Yeah, and also cotton and wool is just casual. It's just something that you wear at home, chilling in your house. So you can also wash it at home. But yeah, silk kimono, you cannot wash it at home. It has to be done professionally. But also, it's not something that you do regularly. Only if there's a really like a big stain that you cannot stand, um yeah. Also, I mean, it's good if you have knowledge about how to take care of kimono. Yeah, because I do a lot of kimono maintenance. Like, kimono needs certain humidity level. So silk is animal protein. It's another thing that people rarely think about. It's made from silkworm cocoons, right? It's protein. So this is also one reason why it gets eaten by bugs. So you have to think about that. You have to think about humidity, like I said, right, the right temperature, because it gets moldy. Yeah. So I know all that. I take care of my kimono, but like I said, I don't really have it washed. These days, it's so rare that, let's say, kimono washing services, they can charge you whatever they want. There's no competition, so there's that. If I have a kimono that is really really precious to me, and something happened, like I spilled wine or something, because I've done that, then yeah, I will have it washed. But otherwise, not really. Again, I repeat, don't think of it as a dress, think of it as a coat.
That's
Yeah.
such good information. Thank you. People are saying very interesting, so good to know. How do you store the silk kimono? Do you keep it in drawers? A lot of people keep it inside a tansu in Japan, right?
Yeah. Yes, I can show you. I mean, my precious ones are in this tansu. Yeah, my precious ones are folded in tatoshi, so like a special paper. And then inside my tansu. But kimono that I use for shoots is on shelves. It's folded and it's on shelves because I have to see it. I have to see it all, because when I choose an outfit for someone, I cannot unwrap it every time. Yeah, but what's important is humidity level. So I do take care of that.
If it's
Yeah.
a yukata, then you can just throw it in the wash and iron and take care of it like normal clothes. But with the silk
Yeah.
kimono, it takes a bit more preparation in storing, right?
Yeah, well, you can iron it
Uh huh.
at least. Yeah. Maybe not wash it, like I said, but yeah, you can iron it. So I do that because, like I said, it's folded and then put on a shelf, like one on another. Yeah. So yeah, I have to iron it before I dress people in it, but I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So
We had
I
we
can do
had
it.
a request to show us what you are wearing. Can you describe
Oh,
what you are wearing?
uh-huh. Sure. So yeah, the kimono is actually from my favorite kimono shelf. I have a shelf with my favorite kimono. I like this kind of like 70s style, like busy patterns and mute colors. And so the obi actually is a remake. It used to be Edokomon kimono, but it's a remake. And then this brooch I used as obidome. Yeah, I bought it in like a recycle shop. And then this vest, I think I got it from a friend. Um, because yeah, like I said and I mentioned many times today, kimono is clothing. Yeah, so when it's cold, you add layers, and various items that keep you warm exist, and they're specifically made for kimono. Yeah, so this is a kimono vest, so it's really thick and fluffy. Yeah, and for some, casual style, this is my style. I like this kind of thing. Some hairband. It's just casual look. Yeah, so I
Beautiful.
can.
I love it.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says kimono doesn't touch the skin because you wear an underwear called nagajuban, so you don't need to wash it like Western clothes. Lately, there are polyester washable kimono and yukata. So that's a good point, right? The under kimono that you're
Yeah.
wearing.
Yes, yes, yes. This one. Yeah, this is under layer. And well, of course, the color connects. Yeah, it's one piece. Yeah. So this is why. Again, don't think of it as a dress. If anything, this is yeah, that touches your skin. Also, there's another layer underneath. There are two layers of underwear, actually. Yeah. In case of summer kimono as well. So honestly, it's hot in the summer. In case of yukata, there's no underwear. I mean, if you want, you can do it, but like, yeah. So this is why, well, yukata is cotton basically. You can wash it, yeah.
So we only have a few more minutes. Is there anything that you're hoping to do coming up soon or next year with your business or with kimono or photography?
hmm I mean, well, I want to focus on plus size kimono. I want to start. On the way. I want to start service, tailor-made kimono service, not only for plus size people, but mostly thinking about them because I have a design. I designed it. Like I know how to make it. Yeah. So I want to focus on that. And photography wise, I want to try different things. I did a shoot a few weeks ago with, maybe you showed it, with like lights and shadows and prisms. I like this kind of stuff. So I want to play a little bit more with portrait photography. um yeah, I mean, I want to continue what I'm doing. I really really like my job. I like what I do. I really enjoy it. I like taking photos. I like spending time with kimono. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of work because I'm just one person doing it all, but I like it. I'm having fun. I really enjoy it. So I hope, it well, hopefully 2021 is a little bit better than 2020. So yeah, I just want to continue what I'm doing because I really really love it.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry, guys. Because you're doing such a wonderful service, I really hope that you can continue. And I hope that we will start moving forward with a vaccine or just more
Yeah.
precautions so that businesses like yours can survive and exist.
Oh,
Definitely, we need shops like yours. Thank you so much for everything you do.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Thank you for all the questions and comments. Make sure that you check out Stasia's website and her Instagram and her Twitter and her Facebook. She's very easy to find on social media. It looks
Yeah.
like people can book through your website, and the cost range is around between 20,000, 25,000 for yukata, but usually it's about 40,000 for like 4 or 5 hours, right? It's like a half day.
Well, well, just kimono is 30,000. Yeah, but I also, I want people to think about the time that I spend after and spend a time that I spend before, and also the type of kimono, because it's real, authentic kimono,
Yeah.
everything. Okay, all pieces are real, authentic, vintage, and the lecture also. Yeah, so it's a little bit different kimono experience, but yeah, basically, I also do couple shoots. I started Shichigo-san, and I'm preparing. Oh yeah, that's also something that I should have mentioned when you ask about the future. I'm planning to do bridal kimono shoots. Of course,
Wonderful.
LGBT friendly. So yeah, maybe some of you are looking for someone to take, bridal photos in traditional attire. Hopefully, I can do. Hopefully, I'll be ready before cherry blossom season. So that's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed that things can move forward and people can be sensible wearing masks inside, and then your shoots are outside. So there might
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
possibilities to do it in a safe way. I think your rates are really reasonable because you're only doing one booking a day. You're providing high quality photographs as well as styling. So, yeah, don't short sell yourself. You're doing a great service. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And tomorrow, 9 a.m., we're talking about shojin yori, traditional Japanese vegan food made in Buddhist style with a chef. So please join us tomorrow. Thank you so much, Stasia. That was wonderful.
Thank you. It was fun. It was really fun to chat.
Good, good. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone. Have a good day. Take care.